Hi, Steve Shepperly here. Welcome to our fourth video in our short series on peace in your personal relationships. Today I want to talk to you about the personal practice of loving your enemies. As soon as you heard that phrase, you likely wanted to turn off this video, and that's because loving our enemies is certainly not enjoyable and it's certainly not easy. Loving our enemies is so difficult. Our natural inclination, if somebody's hurt you, if somebody has wounded you, if they've offended you, whether that's a spouse or a coworker or a roommate, your natural impulse, and mine as well, is to want to hurt them in return. We usually want to make somebody pay for how they've wronged us. And sometimes that can be overt. Sometimes that means saying something mean in response to somebody who said something mean to us. Sometimes that's in more subtle ways, like withholding something good from somebody. Maybe your spouse loves it when you make coffee in the morning and you think, you know what, to make them pay, I'm not making their coffee this morning. Or maybe your spouse really appreciates it when you help wash the dishes and you say, you know what, I'm gonna make them pay, I'm not helping out with the dishes today. There are different ways to make people pay. But if you think about it, as much as that is our natural inclination to make others pay for how they've hurt us, has making somebody pay ever caused that relationship, in your experience, to be stronger, to be more peaceful? It doesn't work that way. When we make others pay, it only contributes to a cycle of others feeling hurt and them mistreating us feeling hurt and mistreating them feeling even more hurt, and it's a terrible cycle that gets out of hand really quickly. Jesus tells us in Matthew 5, verse 44, to love our enemies, to love our enemies. When we love our enemies, it does something different than when we return wrong with wrong. It can melt somebody's heart. There are times when I've done something offensive to my wife. I've hurt her, sometimes in greater ways, sometimes in more subtle ways. And when she comes to me and is loving to me instead of laying into me, it melts my heart. And it makes me want to pursue reconciliation. It makes me want to say, Mindy, I was wrong for treating you this way. Will you please forgive me? When you treat somebody who's mistreated you, when you treat them with love, it has a better chance of melting their heart and causing you to experience peace and reconciliation, making things right in your relationship. So, in moments when people at work or people in your home, people at school, they offend you, they hurt you, they wound you, use that as an opportunity to love them, and it's a better chance of seeing their heart melted and for you to experience peace together. Now, I want to be clear here. If somebody is abusing you, that's not one of those situations where you take that lightly and you just love your enemy. If somebody's abusing you, you need to reach out for help. You can reach out to us and we'd like to help you. But for most of us who are in those kind of ordinary moments of conflict, where even our spouse or our roommate can become our enemy very quickly, use that as an opportunity to love your enemy, and there will be a better chance of that person's heart softening and bringing peace to that relationship. If you'd like to learn more about loving your enemies and practicing forgiveness with them, I encourage you to check out this sermon by Pastor Brooks called The Necessity of Forgiveness. And also encourage you to click here, check out our last video in our series on peace in your personal relationships, and I'll see you there.